Hi everybody, so it is 3:57 and the pressure cooker is on with the Chana Stew. I have made the ghee. The ghee is in the pan. Didn't take too long to make that, and I am getting ready to make Chana Stew with nuts. Next I'm going to chop up the vegetables and measure out the spices while the Chana is in the pressure cooker. So update, so now the Chana has about 21 minutes left to cook in the pressure cooker. I have measured the spices. I always pre-measure them and prepared all the vegetables in advance. I always save the onions for last, but everything's chopped and ready to go. For this recipe, I like to use the baby spinach. So the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to saute all of these vegetables in the ghee after we saute the spices. So this is a part of Indian cooking that is just really wonderful and really critical, is the blend of spices and pre-cooking them in the oil. Now this is my prized pan, my prized possession. It's an all-clad 14-inch pan. For years when I saw this recipe, they said, oh, a 14-inch pan is great, and oh boy, were they right. Now I have a gas stove, so I prefer to cook it that way. The amount that you cook the spices is kind of a sense of personal taste, but we like to get things really hot because kind of on to the brown side. Okay, first in are the onion rings. And the recipe says 3 minutes. You know, this is kind of a cook's instinct. You want them to be soft, and each vegetable will be added in order. Next come the mushrooms, then the green pepper. Yes, the mushrooms go in first, then the green pepper, then the zucchini, then the broccoli, and finally the baby spinach. The vegetables are cooking. I am mixing in the besan, which is the garbanzo bean flour. That is 5 teaspoons into yogurt, 2 cups of yogurt, and to that I will add a pinch or so of red pepper. The onions are getting nice and golden, so it's going to be time to put the mushrooms in. Now, I like the crimini mushrooms, but really that's just a matter of preference and taste and what you can get locally or seasonally. So what was not intuitive with this recipe for me, having been a stir-fry person for years, was adding the mushrooms in at this point. Typically I would add the onions, the peppers, and the juicier vegetables. So what's been interesting in using the mushrooms next is that they actually absorb a lot of the ghee spices, so they act as a nice binder so the vegetables don't get too soggy. And that's the other thing I really like about my 14-inch pan, is that the vegetables, the moisture evaporates, so you get a really great texture. Okay, so we are on to the zucchini. The green peppers have been done, and my little helpers here, because after all, Mommy's just standing around. Why can't I be him too? Never mind if there's a hot pan and a high flame going. Okay, so the final vegetables have been added in just a couple minutes. They'll be done. My little helper wants more treats. You know, it's counterintuitive that I'm giving my little helper treats of meat while I am cooking a vegetarian dish. Help me explain that. Pressure cooker has really improved my life. I used to do cooking, pressure cooking on the stove, but now we have the Instapot. So it's already been turned off for a couple of minutes, as you can see from the timer. I am going to release the valve, and I'm going to use tongs because you do not want to hear that steam. Okay, that is exciting. It's cooked. I actually poured out the hot water, which I will add in later, just enough for it to cook in the pressure cooker. I could have sauteed it to condense the water in the Instapot, but I'm trying to get dinner ready a little sooner than that. Excuse me while I juggle, but I have decided that I'm going to finish this off in my Le Creuset on stovetop. I could finish it off in the Instapot, But I'm home, I have the time today, and I'm going to finish it off this way. So you see the yogurt with the blend is in there. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, and then I'm going to add pine nuts and slivered almonds. So I do use the pink Himalayan salt. It's got a great mineral content, and really like to use it. I've got all of the items assembled now, the vegetables, the chana, the yogurt, the nuts, the seasonings in the Le Creuset pot. And I will cook this for an hour to an hour and a half, covered and uncovered. Really like the texture that this gives. I have added my reserved liquid from the chana, so dinner should be ready soon. Okay, flame is on, and I just want to make a point here about the time. So I started at 3:57. It is now 4:52, and everything is in and ready to cook. Now, on a busy day when I have to go to work or a meeting or before church, I could put this in slow cooking, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that the texture is better when it's on a flame, so look forward to enjoying this for dinner. About rice and sides, so I buy the bulk rice. This is organic. Now, Indian rice is white. It's naturally white. It is not bleached, so it's really healthy. You want to soak the rice and rinse it at least 3 times. The other option for a side is to use chapati, and you don't have to make the chapati. You can buy these really easy frozen chapati, and they just heat up about 3 minutes in a pan. So I am doing the rice tonight. Final addition to this dish is the addition of potatoes, which you cook and then add to the stew, to the dal. And potatoes, of course, are not native to India, but likely they were brought by the Irish, who were employed by the British as soldiers and who became very involved in the communities. Some of the Irish were known to have improved the lives of peasants in many ways. So I'm going to add this together, and dinner's ready. Final addition to this dish is the addition of potatoes, which you cook and then add to the stew, to the dal. So dinner is ready. Rice, and you'll notice I added a little cumin seed to it just because I like that, but I never add salt when you cook the rice. Usually like to eat it with a spoon, although in India we eat with our fingers. We mix it all together. A nice side would be chapati or bread if you choose it. And so that is about 2 hours from start to finish for dinner.